Alright, so today I'm going to show you guys how to do a CV axle on one of these Scrambler 400s. I'm sure it's the same for the 500s too. I couldn't find a decent video on the internet, so I'm going to make one. So y'all bear with me. Alright, so first you are going to take the wheel off, fucking obviously. And then take these little T-bits, get those out, and then we'll start from there. Alright, so once you get those bolts out right there, just take a look on each side, and there's like right in there a little piece where you can put a flathead screwdriver in. It's on both sides, and it'll help you get this case off. Alright, so once you get this cap off, just kind of make sure that your O-ring on there is fucking halfway decent. This shit holds like, to be honest, I don't even know what the fuck is in there. I put differential fluid in it last time, then I read that was fucking wrong. So I'll show you guys what everybody else says to put in it, but it works pretty good on the other side. So I may change that out today too. Alright, obviously smack that fucking cotter pin out. Take that bolt out, you're gonna have bearings and stuff start to come out. I'll try to videotape that part. Alright, so once you get that cotter pin out, this really shouldn't be tight. You'll take that out, take this out, and then after this, these will come out if you want to get them out. You can use like a pick or something, but I'm gonna start tearing down the brake off here and start to where I can pull this whole little assembly kind of away from the axle. Alright, so once you get the two bolts that are hanging on this bracket here, they're both 13s, just let that shit off to the side and you can zip tie it or whatever if you're super scared. But and then I'm gonna pull this off and the bearings will start coming out. So I'll just kind of hopefully let you guys capture that. Alright, so then you're gonna have, you got your inner and outers for your bearings, and then you have this right here, and then a little spacer, and that's it. Just try to keep this stuff as clean as you can. Alright, so we're gonna talk about something real quick. So in order to do this, you kind of need some room back up in there. And I'll get you a better view of that here in a minute. So just take off the bolt that's holding on that ball joint. You may need to loosen these up so you can get that arm to fall all the way down. And then what we're going to do is yank this right, just clear off that axle, and it'll kind of hang back there, and then we'll get some room to work, because this is about to be a little bit of a bitch if you don't got the right tools. Alright, so once you get this lower A-arm off, which all I used was a rubber mallet, nothing crazy. You can start disassembling this a little bit more, and hopefully I'll be able to show you what we get out of here. But you're gonna get this piece right here, comes off this way. So these little nipples stick towards the outside of the four-wheeler, and you'll see right here, this is that piece that we pulled out of the front end earlier. And it fits in those little grooves like that. And it probably does something, but I don't know what. So we'll just put it back the way it came. And then another set of bearings in here. So, I don't know if you guys can see this, but here's the reason why we're showing a little video today. Smoked him. Cool deal. Alright, so this right here is where I'm talking about getting the right tool for the right job, right? So, let me see. Right here you can see, golly, this light's too damn bright. You can see a little nipple sticking up out of that CV axle. That has to come out. So we've got to, you can beat it out. You know, I've seen people say that they beat them out, but I couldn't really beat mine out on the other side. Ha ha ha. So I had to get some tools. So I got this from Lowe's for like, I don't know, 35 bucks or something. And then I bought these. It's a rolling pin punch set. And I had to wait for those to come in on Amazon last time. So I was wanting to roll as well. So let me get this chain out of the way. So I got this black little plastic cover, whatever. And now what I'm gonna do is, let me get that flashlight. So there's that little pin right there in the middle of the CV axle, and I've oriented this axle in a way that I can get this tool in there so that I can just punch it out. And basically, all I'm gonna do is set this pin right on it and then hit it with the juice. I got my tool stuck, buddy. Ugh. Alright. So, once you get that pin out of there, it comes out like this. And I forget what this thing is called. It's some sort of rolling pin or something. I don't know. Some people say you can reuse them. Some people say you can't. My new CV axles and bearings didn't come with a new one on this side, and I've been rocking it like that for, I don't know, at least a couple months, and I ain't had an issue, and I'm dogging my shit kind of hard, so you guys should be good. Alright, so obviously when you put this CV axle back on, you want to make sure, like, be cognizant of where that hole is, and so you can line everything back up. I've started the pin in. I'm gonna take a punch and a hammer and kind of get it started, just because that gun is just crazy powerful, so you don't want to mess anything up. The other thing is, man, I struggled for like a whole day and a half before I broke down and just bought the right tools for the job. I mean, you can try to soak it in penetrating oil and beat the shit out of it if you fucking want to. I get it. But I'm telling you, that shit's fucking, it ain't even worth the trouble for 45, 50 bucks in parts and new tools that you can use. Boom. So, man, I'm telling you guys, it's literally so easy to just beat that thing in there with that air hammer, and you can do other stuff. Like, I went a little bit too far, so I gotta turn it back around and then beat it out the other way a little bit, so it kind of sits in there a bit even, but you get the gist of it, and then we'll start putting her back together, bubba. Alright guys, so obviously just kind of clean this shit up as good as you can, and then we'll talk about putting the new bearings in there, sliding all this stuff back together. I mean, y'all already watched the video, so y'all can figure it out, but we'll go through it. Alright, so real quick, you got to put this seal on the CV axle, and it slides down into there so that, you know, everything gets a nice tight seal. I'm not replacing my races because they're all like smooth as a baby's ass. I did replace that seal in there. But yeah, if you want to figure out how to do them races, then watch another fucking video, I guess. Here's my new bearings, some old ones. Obviously it comes with a bolt and cotter pin and washer and all that good stuff, so we'll start putting the bearings back in. Alright, so real quick, you're gonna have a bearing that fits on the outside of there. You can see it, right? And it's got the fat part sitting in there like this, right? So then you slap that together, and then you're gonna put your next bearing in this way, and then we'll get the rest of the pieces. Alright, so once we got that next bearing set in its spot, boom, this important piece, right? We're gonna slap it in there, and we gotta get these little nipples that are on there lined up with this. And remember that these all fit in there together, and don't forget this little collar that's in there in case you set it somewhere else. Alright, so just a little recap, right? Boom, you start taking that off those, and you can see that this slides around back here. Just set it off in there. Push it all in there. That collar has already gotten pushed into this, I forget what they call this thing. There's some cool name for it, but now we got more bearings to put in. Alright, so next, you're just gonna slide this bearing on, fat side going towards the bike, and then you'll take your hub, new seal, put some grease on it, and you'll slide her in there. It's kind of like, oh shit, buddy. Damn it, I done fucked up. Alright, so I just got mine snug to where I can kind of turn it, you know what I mean? It'll loosen up too. We're gonna have to put fluid in there, so I'll show you guys how to do that too before we end this thing. But definitely don't forget your cotter pin, and you don't want it too tight, man, because it'll just like, I don't know, compress those bearings or something. It'll screw something up, so no one wants screwed up shit. So I would say just use your own judgment, and you know, you want this to not feel like it's in a bind or anything like that.